I know it might sound a little strange, but think about it. We all start our mornings with a cup of coffee. It feels harmless, right? Maybe even like our best friend to kick off the day. Yet after the age of 60, your body is not the same anymore. Muscles begin to weaken, your steps slow down, climbing stairs feels heavier, and every time you stand up, you might feel a little dizzy. Most people assume that is just a natural part of aging, but science says otherwise. Losing muscle is not an inevitable fate. It is often the result of missing the right nutrients at the right time. And here is the fascinating part. That very cup of coffee you drink every morning could actually become your muscle repair medicine if you simply add a few natural ingredients to it. No pills, no expensive supplements, just simple everyday ingredients you can find right in your kitchen. I have spent more than 20 years working with older adults, and I am still amazed at how one small morning habit can completely transform their health, energy, and mood. In this video, I am going to share 8 simple secrets that can turn your regular coffee into a rejuvenation brew, a morning ritual that helps you maintain muscle, reduce inflammation, improve blood circulation, and feel more alive every single day. You will soon realize that your strength and vitality never truly left you. They have just been waiting to be awakened. 1. Turmeric and black pepper, the golden duo against aging and inflammation. I have always believed the human body has an incredible ability to heal itself. We just need to give it what it needs. One of the most silent and destructive enemies of aging is chronic inflammation. It is not the type that gives you fever or swelling that you can see, but the slow, invisible kind that spreads through every cell, your knees, your heart, your blood vessels, even your brain. It is what makes you wake up sore, feel heavy when you move, lose focus, and gradually lose your strength over the years. But here's the good news. You can actually reverse that process, and it starts with something as simple as a pinch of turmeric in your morning coffee. Turmeric, known as the golden spice, has been a healing treasure in Eastern medicine for centuries. In India, where many elders still work in the fields well into their 70s, turmeric is more than just a cooking spice. It is a symbol of health and resilience. Modern research now confirms what traditional healers knew all along. Curcumin, the main compound in turmeric, has powerful anti-inflammatory effects. It helps repair tissues, protects the heart, and even supports memory and mood. However, there is one small challenge. Your body barely absorbs curcumin when turmeric is used alone. That is where black pepper, its humble but brilliant partner, comes in. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound that increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Just a pinch can transform a simple turmeric coffee into a natural elixir for your body. I remember the story of Satoshi, a 73-year-old man from Japan whom I met in a mobility restoration program. He had always loved gardening, but knee pain and arthritis forced him to give it up. He told me, "It felt like a piece of my life was taken away." After years of painkillers with little relief, he decided to try something natural. Every morning he mixed half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a pinch of black pepper, and a drop of honey into his coffee. He laughed at first and said, "I doubt I can stand this taste." But after just 3 weeks, he noticed something different. The pain began to fade, the swelling went down, and most importantly, he could bend down to tend his plants again without wincing. When I asked him what made him believe turmeric really worked, he smiled and said, "I do not feel old anymore. It is like my body is being oiled again." That line stayed with me because it captures exactly what so many older adults long for: a flexible, pain-free body that lets them enjoy the simple pleasures of life. And if you are still skeptical, science backs this up. Hundreds of studies around the world have shown that curcumin can reduce inflammatory markers in the blood, improve circulation, and protect brain cells. A study from the University of California, Los Angeles, found that people who took curcumin daily not only had more flexible joints, but also sharper memory and better mood. Because when inflammation goes down, blood flows freely, and both your heart and brain perform better. What is even more interesting is the synergy between turmeric, black pepper, and coffee. Coffee widens your blood vessels and boosts circulation, while curcumin and piperine go deep into your cells to calm inflammation and protect tissues. Together, they work like a powerful anti-aging duo, fueling your body and keeping you agile. If you want to try it, start simple. Make your coffee as usual, then add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and a pinch of black pepper. If the pepper spice feels too strong, add a bit of cinnamon or raw honey for a warm, pleasant flavor. The best part is you do not need to change your routine. You are just upgrading the coffee you already love. What I love most about turmeric is not only its health benefits, but the sense of empowerment it gives you. When someone in their 70s starts choosing smart habits, they do not just change their body, they change their relationship with aging. I have seen seniors who once struggled with chronic pain now gardening again, walking in the park, even doing gentle yoga, not because they found a miracle, but because they committed to small, consistent steps every single day. Some people say, aging is a sentence you cannot escape. But I disagree. Aging is simply the stage where your body needs smarter care. And one small pinch of turmeric in your morning coffee could be the quiet signal that wakes up the strength that has been sleeping inside you. Imagine this. Instead of starting your day with aching knees or stiff shoulders, you wake up feeling light, flexible, and clear-headed. Each sip of coffee not only wakes your mind, but quietly repairs and rejuvenates your body. That is why I call this the golden morning habit, a small ritual to keep your 70s and 80s shining as brightly as the morning Sunday. You cannot turn back time, but you can slow down, even reverse inflammation, fatigue, and decline. And sometimes that healing journey does not begin in a doctor's office, it begins right in your kitchen, in that familiar cup of coffee. So give it a try, just half a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of pepper, and one simple decision: choose renewal over decline. Golden spice, golden years. Let the golden color of turmeric become your symbol of strength, flexibility, and vibrant life in your golden years. 2. Ground chia seeds, the tiny powerhouse. I often tell the older adults I work with, sometimes the biggest change for your health comes from the smallest thing, something so small you might overlook it. And if there were ever a perfect example of that, it would be chia seeds. Tiny specks that look insignificant, yet hold enough nutritional power to surprise even scientists. These days, many people know chia seeds as a trendy superfood tossed into smoothies or sprinkled on salads. But very few realize that when used the right way, chia seeds can become one of the simplest tools to sustain energy, reduce inflammation, improve digestion, and support muscles after the age of 60. What impresses me most about chia seeds is their structure. Each grain, smaller than a grain of sand, contains an incredible amount of omega-3 fatty acids, soluble fiber, plant-based protein, and minerals like calcium, magnesium, and zinc, all nutrients that older adults tend to lack. Omega-3 helps reduce inflammation and protect your heart. Fiber keeps your digestion smooth and stabilizes blood sugar. Plant protein helps maintain muscle, and minerals keep your bones strong. All that packed into something so light it could float on your fingertip. That is why I call chia seeds a miniature nutrition engine. I still remember George, a 70-year-old man from Oregon. He was tall, gentle, and kind. The kind of person who always smiled, but he constantly complained that his belly was getting bigger, his digestion worse, and his morning energy almost gone. He told me, "I do not eat that much, but I feel heavy, sluggish, like my body forgot how to burn fuel." When I asked about his morning routine, he said, "I just drink black coffee. No breakfast." So I suggested something simple: grind chia seeds finely and add 1 teaspoon to your hot coffee each morning. George laughed and said, "Coffee for birds," but he agreed to try just out of curiosity. 3 weeks later, he came back with a huge smile. He said his digestion was working smoothly again, just like when he was 40. No more bloating after meals. His waistline shrank by a couple of inches, and to his surprise, his energy stayed steady all morning. "I do not get that midday crash anymore," he told me. "I feel lighter, truly lighter." George's story is not unique. Many people over 60 experience the same thing. Their bodies stop absorbing nutrients efficiently, digestion slows down the gut, weakens, and energy slowly fades. That is why so many older adults feel tired even when they eat enough. Chia seeds help fix the root cause of that problem. What most people do not know is that how you use chia seeds makes all the difference. If you just soak them in cold water or swallow them whole, most will pass through your system without being absorbed. But when you grind them, their nutrients are released and become far easier for your body to digest. When you stir ground chia into hot coffee, it blends smoothly, creating a gentle, creamy texture, almost like adding a natural layer of clean energy to every sip. I always recommend starting small, 1 teaspoon, then increasing to 2 teaspoons each morning. No sugar, no milk needed. And if you want a subtle flavor mix and a touch of cinnamon or unsweetened cocoa, it tastes pleasant, feels satisfying, and most importantly, it transforms your ordinary coffee into a drink that fuels your body with steady, clean energy that lasts. When it comes to senior health, most people think of vitamins or expensive supplements. But the truth is, the most lasting changes often come from the smallest habits. Chia seeds are not magic, they simply help your body work the way it is supposed to. The fiber in chia acts like a natural broom, sweeping away old waste from your intestines while helping control blood sugar and cholesterol. Omega-3 reduces inflammation in muscles and joints, easing pain while improving blood flow. And though the protein content is modest, it is precious for older adults. It helps prevent muscle loss without putting strain on the kidneys. I have witnessed some incredible transformations in just a few weeks. A 68-year-old woman told me her chronic constipation, something she had suffered from for years, was finally gone. Another man said his sleep improved because his digestion no longer felt heavy at night. Some even noticed brighter skin and stronger hair because when your body absorbs nutrients properly, every organ benefits. If you are in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s, and you think your energy has expired, I want you to remember this. Your body can still bounce back. It just needs the right fuel. And sometimes that fuel is so small, it fits right in the palm of your hand. Imagine this. You wake up, brew your usual cup of coffee, but this time you add a single spoon of ground chia. After a few days, your stomach feels lighter. After a few weeks, your digestion steadies, your energy lasts longer. And after a few months, you notice you walk faster, your mind feels sharper, and you even feel a few years younger. There is no magic here, just science, consistency, and care. What I love most about this habit is how easy and pressure-free it is. You do not have to change your diet dramatically or buy expensive foods. Just a few teaspoons of ground chia and a little patience. Each cup of coffee becomes more than a wake-up drink. It becomes a gentle, natural act of self-care from the inside out. Aging may slow us down, but it does not have to stop us from taking control. We cannot turn back time, but we can make each new day feel easier, stronger, and more energized. And sometimes that journey does not begin with long runs or strict diets. It begins with a single tiny seed dropped into your morning coffee. Small seed, big change. Just one little seed can start a big journey, a journey back to the vitality and freedom you thought you had lost. 3. Whey protein, the strength builder after 60. There is a truth that very few people want to admit. Aging is not what makes you weak. A quiet lack of protein is what slowly makes your muscles fade. I have met so many adults over 60 who say, "I eat enough." But when we look closely, their daily protein intake is not enough to maintain muscle, let alone rebuild or increase it. At this stage of life, your body needs more protein than ever. And if you do it right, a single morning cup of coffee can deliver the fuel your muscles need to come back to life. After 60, the body enters a phase scientists call anabolic resistance. Put simply, your body does not respond to protein as strongly as it did when you were younger. A portion of meat, eggs, or fish that once made you feel stronger now gets almost ignored. The result is faster muscle loss, slower recovery, and ordinary activities. Climbing stairs, carrying groceries, even standing up from a chair begin to feel harder. The good news is that you can wake up your muscle-building machinery by choosing the right kind of protein, especially whey protein. Whey is not exotic. It is the protein separated from milk during cheese making. What makes it special is its high content of leucine, an amino acid that flips the switch for building new muscle. When your blood leucine rises high enough, your body receives a clear signal to start repairing and rebuilding. For people over 60, whey protein is one of the most powerful natural growth signals you can use without any medication. I remember Helen, a 67-year-old woman I coached. She was active and loved taking care of her home, but recently she felt different. "I still do everything, but even carrying a shopping bag wears me out. A few steps up the stairs and my heart races. My legs feel shaky," she said. Helen assumed it was just aging until she tried one small change in her morning routine. She stirred 1 scoop of whey protein into her coffee. At first she was skeptical. "Coffee with protein powder sounds strange," she laughed. But only a few weeks later, something surprising happened. Her body began to change. Stairs no longer exhausted her. Her arms felt firmer. The afternoon slump nearly disappeared. I did not think I could feel this strong at 67, she told me, with new confidence in her eyes. At her next checkup, her doctor noted an increase in lean muscle mass, something rarely seen after 60. Science backs up what Helen felt. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who used whey protein daily gained about 30 to 40% more muscle than those who did not. Research from Canada showed that a morning dose of about 0.70 ounces to 0.88 ounces of whey protein, which is about 20 to 25 grams, improved grip strength and walking speed, 2 keys to F, independence, and confidence in later life. Whey protein is especially helpful for older adults because it is convenient. You do not need to overhaul your meals or cook complicated dishes. Use 1 scoop of unflavored, unsweetened whey isolate and dissolve it into hot morning coffee. The result is a naturally creamy taste like a latte, but with far more protein. If you are sensitive to lactose, choose whey isolate or hydrolyzed whey, which are more refined, easier to digest, and less likely to cause bloating. People often ask me, why not soy or regular milk instead? Whey is absorbed faster, giving your body immediate building blocks to repair muscle after the night. Morning is the golden window for protein because you have just spent 7 to 8 hours without nutrients and muscle breakdown has already started. Adding whey to coffee at this moment is like pouring fresh fuel into the tank. Your tissues get what they need to rebuild, soreness eases, and your energy stays steady throughout the day. I have seen remarkable changes from this one small habit. A 72-year-old man who had used a wheelchair temporarily due to balance issues stood and walked with a cane after 3 months of whey coffee consistency. A 75-year-old grandmother told me her morning backaches faded. Their bodies did not turn young again, but they ran better, felt stronger, and confidence returned. Here is something I always remind people: protein is not only for athletes, it is the foundation of every cell, skin, hair, bones, and your immune system. With age, rebuilding slows down, so getting enough protein becomes non-negotiable if you want to keep your vitality. The beauty of whey is that it lets you do this in the simplest, most natural way inside the morning coffee you already love. If you want to try, start with 1 small scoop of whey, isolate each morning stirred into hot coffee. For flavor, add a pinch of cinnamon or a spoon of pure cocoa. In a few days, you may notice steadier energy and a clearer mind. In a few weeks, you may feel stronger hands and a more confident stride. You do not need intense workouts. Pair this habit with gentle stretching, and the results may surprise you. Being 70 does not have to mean being weaker than at 50. It means treating your body more intelligently. Sometimes that is as simple as giving it the right fuel at the right time. Do not wait until your strength is gone to start. Begin now while you are still in control, still motivated, and still eager to live fully. Stronger at 70 than at 50. Strength is not about your age. It is about your choices. Every morning as you hold your cup of coffee, you can let your body fade, or you can help it grow stronger. 4. Collagen powder restore from the inside out. There is something most of us do not notice until it feels too late. The body loses collagen every single day. Collagen is the protein that makes up nearly 30% of your entire structure. It keeps your skin firm, your joints flexible, and your bones strong. When you are young, your body produces plenty of collagen. After the age of 50, that natural supply drops at a scary pace, on average about 1% each year, leaving joints stiff skin, wrinkled, and the body less supple than it used to be. You can feel it most clearly in the morning. Your knees click when you stand up. Your back feels stiff when you bend down. On cold days, your knees may even feel slightly swollen. Those are not just signs of getting older. They are your connective tissues asking for help. The wonderful news is that you can support them without medication and without injections, simply by adding 1 small habit to your morning coffee. Collagen is not a new secret. It is the foundation of almost every soft tissue in your body: tendons, cartilage, and ligaments. Think of it as the glue that holds everything together. When collagen drops, your body lacks the raw materials it needs to repair itself. Fortunately, consuming collagen in your diet is one of the most natural and effective ways to reverse that trend. I will never forget the story of Robert, a 70-year-old gentle gardener. He had spent his life with soil and green leaves, but in recent years that joy turned into struggle. His knees ached every time he bent down. After just a few minutes of kneeling, a sharp pain forced him to stand. He thought, maybe I have to give up gardening at this age. During a conversation, I suggested something simple. Add 1 scoop of collagen to his morning coffee. He looked doubtful. Coffee with this powder? I do not think I can drink that. But Robert is persistent. He tried it 1 small scoop every day, never missing a morning. After about 2 months, he called excitement in his voice. You will not believe this. I can squat and pull weeds all morning without pain. I feel free again. For Robert, collagen did more than reduce pain. It gave him back his joy of living, the joy of moving, of doing what he loves without being limited by his body. To me, that is worth more than any pill. If you are curious why collagen can be so powerful, the answer lies in the science of repair. Collagen is rich in 2 key amino acids, glycine and proline. These are the building materials your body uses to repair connective tissue, joint cartilage, and even the lining of your blood vessels. When you supplement with collagen, you are providing exactly what your body needs to patch tiny tears, cracks, and worn areas throughout the joint system and soft tissues. When you pair collagen with coffee, the effect can feel even stronger. Caffeine increases circulation, helping carry collagen to where it is needed most, especially to joints and muscles in recovery. The best part is that high-quality collagen is virtually flavorless and odorless. It dissolves easily in hot water, so the only difference you notice is how your body grows more flexible day by day. People often ask me, do I really need collagen if I already drink milk or eat plenty of meat? My answer is yes. While meat, fish, and eggs contain protein, they do not provide the same amino acid profile your body uses to rebuild collagen. Supplemental collagen delivers the original template for the elastic fibers that have thinned in your joints, ligaments, and skin. A study from Germany in 2022 showed that older adults who consumed hydrolyzed collagen at about 0.35 ounces per day, which is about 10 grams per day for 12 weeks, experienced a clear reduction in joint pain and more than a 30% improvement in mobility. Another study in Japan found that collagen improved bone density in postmenopausal women, which lowered the risk of fractures. That is not magic. That is straightforward biology. When you provide the right materials, the body begins to repair itself. I always tell my patients, joint pain is not only a bone issue, it is a time issue. Every day you delay care, those tissues wear down a little more. The moment you start, even with something as small as stirring collagen into coffee, the wheel of recovery begins to turn back in your favor. If you want to try it, start gently. 1 scoop of hydrolyzed collagen each morning, about 0.35 ounces, or about 10 grams dissolved in hot coffee. If you enjoy a warmer flavor, add a touch of cinnamon or a drizzle of honey. Drink it daily for 4 to 6 weeks. You will likely feel the change: a body that moves more freely, joints that feel smoother, and pain that eases without relying on painkillers. I have seen wonderful changes from this simple habit. A 68-year-old woman who could not raise her arm high because of a stiff shoulder returned to her favorite dance class after 2 months of collagen. A 75-year-old grandfather told me he now walks around the lake with his grandchild every morning without worrying that his knees will swell. All of that came from 1 small addition: collagen layered onto an existing routine. What moves me most is not just that their pain fades. It is the light that returns to their eyes when they realize they can still do so much, that improvement is still possible, and that they are far from past their time. Aging may slow your pace, but it does not have to stop you from healing from within. Collagen is one of the most natural repair materials you can choose. Each cup of coffee can become a gentle daily dose. Not addictive, no harsh side effects, just strength and flexibility. Remember, your body has not abandoned you. It is waiting for you to give it a chance to heal itself. 1 small scoop each morning, a few weeks of consistency, and you may be surprised to find yourself walking lighter, smiling more, and feeling like a little bit of youth has returned. Rebuild from the inside out. Let every cup of coffee remind you that true strength does not start outside. It begins within. 5. Milk or soy milk, the simple way to preserve muscle and bone. When people talk about senior health, most think immediately of calcium or vitamin D. Few realize that protein is the quiet factor that helps you maintain strength, balance, and mobility. Muscle does more than move you around. It is the shield that protects your bones, joints, heart, and even your immune system. Losing muscle means losing your most important layer of protection in later life. The easiest way to prevent that loss is to add a little milk or soy milk to your morning coffee. We all know that milk contains calcium. What many overlook is that 1/2 cup, which is about 4 fluid ounces, or about 118 milliliters, provides about 0.14 to 0.21 ounces of high-quality protein, or about 4 to 6 grams with all essential amino acids, especially leucine, the signal that turns on muscle building. When you combine milk with coffee, you do more than soften the bitterness. You turn your cup into a drink that protects both muscle and bone. I have met many older adults who believe that black coffee is the healthiest choice. No sugar, no milk, fewer calories. That can be true for younger people trying to lose weight. For those over 60, a little energy from milk is the nourishment your body is asking for. After a long night without food, your muscles are short on building materials. A bit of morning protein is like delivering fresh supplies to your body's construction crew, helping rebuild strength that has faded. I remember Dolores, 72, from Texas. She took health seriously. For 30 years, she drank only black coffee, no milk, no sugar, no guilt, she said. But as she entered her 70s, her hands felt weaker, and even carrying a grocery bag felt tiring. A bone scan showed a slight drop in bone density, an early sign of osteoporosis. She was worried because her mother had fractured a hip at 75. When we spoke, I suggested one very simple change. Add 1/2 cup of unsweetened soy milk to her coffee each morning. Dolores laughed. I drink coffee, not a smoothie. Still, she tried it. A few months later, she called with excitement. I do not know why, but I feel much stronger. My hands do not shake when I lift a pot, and my doctor says my bone density has ticked up. That result did not happen by accident. Soy milk provides high-quality plant protein, along with isoflavones, natural compounds that help balance hormones and protect the heart. Isoflavones can also slow bone loss in postmenopausal women when estrogen levels drop. Cow's milk, rich in leucine and calcium, gives a strong foundation for building muscle and maintaining bone density. Both are excellent choices depending on your body and preference. If you are lactose intolerant, choose unsweetened lactose-free milk or organic soy milk. The key is to avoid sweetened creamers and flavored milks, because added sugars and artificial ingredients spike blood sugar and increase inflammation. The more natural, the better. Research supports the benefits of this small habit. A study in the Journal of Nutrition and Health found that older adults who added about 0.35 ounces of protein at breakfast, which is about 10 grams, roughly what you get in 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of milk, which is about 4 to 6 fluid ounces, or about 118 to 177 milliliters, depending on the brand, were twice as likely to maintain muscle strength compared with those who drank black coffee alone. Another study from Japan showed that women over 60 who drank soy milk daily reduced their fracture risk by up to 30%. Why is it so effective? Because protein from milk and soy milk absorbs quickly, delivering leucine and essential amino acids right when your body needs them. When leucine rises, your body flips the switch to build muscle. This is the dividing line between a 70-year-old who stays strong and one who feels noticeably weaker in just a few short years. There is another underappreciated benefit. Milk, especially soy milk, helps stabilize hormones and smooth out blood sugar. That is crucial after 60, when insulin is harder to regulate. Drinking black coffee on an empty stomach can cause a spike and crash in blood sugar, leaving you dizzy and tired. Add milk or soy milk, and the natural protein and fats buffer that responds, helping you stay alert, steady, and less hungry throughout the day. I consider this the perfect stepping stone for anyone not yet ready for whey protein or collagen. It is easy to do, easy to digest, and the benefits are noticeable within a few weeks. A small splash of milk in your coffee each morning may seem minor, but it sends a loving signal to your body. I still care. I want to be strong. I have seen many meaningful changes from this habit. A 74-year-old man who used to shuffle slowly told me that after 3 months of adding milk to coffee and walking gently each day, he felt recharged. An 80-year-old grandmother in California called soy milk her morning companion because it helped her sleep better and eased her back discomfort. Stories like these convince me that it is never too late to take care of yourself again. If you want to try, start gently. Use 1/2 cup of unsweetened milk or organic soy milk which is about 4 fluid ounces or about 118 milliliters in your morning coffee. If you prefer a richer taste, add a pinch of cinnamon or pure cocoa powder. Drink it consistently for at least 30 days. Within a few weeks, you may feel the difference: knees that move more smoothly, steady hands when holding dishes, stable morning energy, and even a brighter mood. The pairing of caffeine and protein gives you a balanced combination of alertness and endurance. Aging may take some speed away, but it does not have to take your strength unless you let it. Sometimes a small ribbon of milk in your morning coffee is all it takes to start the day from a place of power. Strong bones start with a splash. Let that little splash become your symbol of strength and resilience, because sometimes a tiny change is all you need to keep standing tall through the years. 6. Coconut oil, or MCT oil, steady fuel. For an all-day lift, most of us start the morning with a cup of coffee to wake up. A few hours later, the energy drops, the stomach rumbles, and you reach for a pastry or a piece of bread to fight the slump. The loop repeats itself again and again. Caffeine spikes, blood sugar crashes, then fatigue and cravings return. It is not your fault. This is how the body reacts when it is fueled only by sugar, a short-term energy source that becomes less efficient as we age. There is another kind of energy, steady, clean, and much longer lasting, that many health professionals now call the fuel of longevity. It is MCT oil, also known as refined coconut oil, rich in medium-chain triglycerides. Unlike regular fats, medium-chain triglycerides do not require complicated digestion. Once you drink them, they are absorbed directly through the liver and converted into ketones, a natural form of energy that both the brain and the muscles can use right away. That means no more sluggishness, no more sudden mid-morning hunger, and no more crash when the caffeine wears off. In other words, MCTs help you maintain smooth, sustained energy all day without relying on sugar or fast food. I clearly remember Harold, a 69-year-old former electrical engineer. Disciplined and hardworking, he still felt like his body had lost its spark over the past few years. Every morning he drank black coffee, but by 10 o'clock his stomach was growling, his mind felt foggy, and his hands began to tremble a little from hunger. "I keep reaching for pastries or candy just to make it to lunch," he told me. "Then I feel wiped out afterward." I suggested he add 1 teaspoon of MCT oil to his morning coffee. He laughed at first. "I do not want to drink coffee with oil." He tried it anyway, hoping to feel truly energized again. After 1 week, he said he was genuinely surprised. He no longer felt hungry in the middle of the morning. His energy stayed steady until noon, and the most unexpected change was that he lost 7 pounds, which is about 3 kilograms in just 2 months, without strict dieting or intense exercise. That is not strange at all. When the body begins to use ketones as fuel instead of sugar, it naturally burns stored fat for energy rather than storing more of it. The roller coaster pattern disappears. In its place, you feel alert, stable, and light throughout the day. There is something even better. Ketones do not only support the body, they also nourish the brain. Recent research shows that ketones are a preferred energy source for brain cells, especially as we age, and the brain becomes less efficient at using sugar. That is why MCT oil is often called food for memory. It can improve focus and mental clarity, and may even slow age-related cognitive decline. One study from the University of Oxford found that older adults who took MCTs daily for 3 months showed clear improvements in attention and short-term memory. I like to say, if caffeine is a spark, MCT is a steady flame. A spark can light you up for a moment, but only a stable flame keeps you warm all day. MCTs turn your energy from quick and jittery into steady and clean. If you want to try this, the method is simple. Start with 1 teaspoon of MCT oil or pure coconut oil in a cup of hot coffee. Use a small blender or a milk frother to create a smooth latte-like creaminess. You will notice a gentle richness, a soft aroma, and a natural sense of fullness. If you are new to it, begin slowly with 1 small teaspoon each morning so your body can adjust, then increase to 2 teaspoons if you wish. The wonderful part is that you do not need to change your entire diet. MCTs do not require a strict low-carb plan or cutting out sugar completely. They simply change how your body uses energy. Instead of depending on a sweet breakfast, you are giving your body clean fuel that cells love and process efficiently. Many people worry that adding oil to coffee will cause weight gain. In reality, the opposite often happens. Once the body adapts to using fat as fuel, it becomes more efficient at burning excess fat. Because energy from MCTs is stable, cravings fade, and total daily calories often drop without any feeling of deprivation. I once met a 73-year-old grandmother in California who said she never believed she could get through a morning without pastries. After adding 1 teaspoon of MCT oil to her coffee each day, she told me with a smile, "I do not need them anymore. My head feels clear, my stomach feels calm, and my clothes fit better." Later life is not the time for harsh diets. It is the time to choose smarter ways to nourish your body. MCT oil is one of those choices, simple, natural, and effective enough that you can feel the difference in just a few days. Personally, I see adding MCT to coffee as a morning ritual of clarity and control. It does more than power your day. It helps you reclaim ownership of your body. No more dependence on sweets, no more unexplained slumps. Just lightness, focus, and the confidence that you are fueling your health the right way. Remember, this sustainable energy does not come from eating more. It comes from choosing the right fuel. 1 small teaspoon of MCT oil each morning can be the start of days without fatigue, without constant snacking, and without that midday battery drain. Fuel your day, not your cravings. Let every cup of coffee do more than wake you up. Let it refuel both body and mind so you can live each day with steady, lasting energy. 7. Cocoa, the quiet hero of healthy circulation. There is something almost everyone loves that has unfairly carried a bad reputation for years: chocolate. We hear that it is full of sugar and fat, and therefore unhealthy. But if you remove the sugar and keep only the pure essence, unsweetened natural cocoa powder, what you have left is not a guilty treat. It is a natural tonic for the heart and the muscles. Cocoa is not just the flavor of joy, it is a real treasure of nutrition. Hidden in every spoonful is a family of plant compounds called flavonols. They are the true secret behind cocoa's benefits. Flavonols help blood vessels relax, boost circulation, and improve how oxygen is delivered to every cell. When blood flows better, the heart works more efficiently, muscles recover faster, and even the brain becomes more alert. Good circulation is the body's highway system. When the road is clear, everything else improves: energy, memory, even sleep. Thankfully, cocoa is one of nature's best road workers. I think of Evelyn, a 72-year-old woman who loved morning walks. In recent years, her legs began to feel heavy. "I still walk every day," she told me, "but after 10 minutes my legs feel weighed down." Her blood pressure would occasionally spike, and sunny mornings made her nervous. We talked about her eating habits. She laughed. "I gave up chocolate long ago. I was afraid of gaining weight." I said, "Not all chocolate is guilty, Evelyn. In fact, it can help you walk more easily." I asked her to add a small teaspoon of unsweetened natural cocoa powder to her morning coffee. She looked doubtful. Coffee with cocoa? Really? She tried it anyway because she did not want to give up her beloved walks. 3 weeks later, she called sounding radiant. "I do not know what is happening, but my legs feel lighter. I can walk longer, and I can even climb a few slopes without stopping." Then she said something I will never forget. "I can actually feel my blood moving." Cocoa does this because it acts directly on the blood vessels. Flavonols in cocoa activate the enzyme that helps your body produce nitric oxide, the molecule that relaxes vessel walls, reduces pressure, and increases oxygen delivery to the muscles. When tissues receive enough oxygen, you feel lighter, experience less discomfort, and recover more quickly after activity. A team at Harvard confirmed that just 2 weeks of cocoa flavonols can improve circulation in older adults by as much as 25%, and average blood pressure can drop by 6 to 8 points. Researchers also observed sharper thinking and better focus, showing that cocoa nourishes the mind as well as the body. Not all cocoa delivers these benefits. Quality and method matter. Choose unsweetened natural cocoa powder without added sugar or artificial flavors. Avoid instant hot chocolate mixes, which usually contain sugar and unhealthy fats. Each morning, stir 1 small teaspoon into coffee or warm milk. It adds a gentle richness, a soft chocolate aroma, and a cozy warmth to your cup. If you want even more benefit, combine cocoa with a pinch of cinnamon or a drop of honey. Cinnamon helps steady blood sugar while cocoa opens the vessels, creating a helpful synergy. Cocoa is also a source of magnesium, a mineral that more than 70% of older Americans lack. Magnesium relaxes muscles, eases tension, and supports sleep. It is no surprise that many people say a cocoa-kissed morning coffee helps them feel calm, cheerful, and focused throughout the day. There is one more gift. Cocoa flavonols help reduce cellular inflammation, especially inflammation in blood vessels, a key factor in heart disease and stroke. In our 60s and 70s, the body tends to produce more free radicals that damage vessel linings. Cocoa acts like a protective shield, guarding those vessels from gradual wear and tear. In that sense, cocoa is not just a drink. It is your gentle, everyday heart support. I often tell my patients, not every sweetness is guilty. Some sweetness was made to heal. Cocoa proves that. It nourishes the body and brings comfort to the spirit, something all of us need, especially when we no longer rush through life the way we used to. If you want to rebuild strength, improve circulation, and ease tension, 1 spoonful of cocoa each morning is a perfect start. You do not need to change much. Just stir a little wholesome sweetness into the coffee you already enjoy. After a few weeks, you may notice small but meaningful changes: easier walks, a clearer mind, deeper sleep, and a brighter mood. These changes are not dramatic or loud. They are steady and lasting. The way the body naturally recovers when you give it the right support. Aging can slow the flow, but it does not have to weaken the heart. With smart choices, you can wake up every cell in your body. Sometimes it begins with a single small spoon of cocoa, something you once thought was a guilty treat, but is truly a sweet medicine for your health. Chocolate is not guilty, it is healing. Do not fear the gentle sweetness of cocoa. Let it become a symbol of renewal, warm, comforting, and truly good for your heart. 8. Cinnamon, the sweet protector. There is a spice most of us keep in the kitchen, warm, fragrant, and nostalgic, reminding us of holiday pies. Few people realize that behind that familiar aroma lies one of the most powerful natural weapons for protecting health after 60. That spice is cinnamon. For many people, cinnamon is just a dessert topping. For me, it is a kind of natural sweet medicine that can gently and consistently steady blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation. At an age when the body becomes slower to handle sugar and insulin, cinnamon can be the small key that reopens the door to steady energy and real strength. After the age of 61, of the quiet but dangerous changes in the body is blood sugar imbalance. Even if you do not have diabetes, your muscle cells may begin to lose sensitivity to insulin, which causes blood sugar to rise higher after meals. That does not only make you feel sluggish, it also prevents your muscles from absorbing nutrients, leading to fatigue, loss of strength, and more fat storage. Here is the good news: cinnamon can partially reverse that process. I once worked with John, a 68-year-old former accountant who was meticulous and careful by nature. Lately, he felt exhausted after lunch, as if his inner battery had drained completely. Although his eating habits seemed normal, his tests showed high post-meal blood sugar. His doctor suggested medication, but John wanted to try a natural approach first. I asked him to add 1/2 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, which is about 2.5 milliliters, to his black coffee in the morning. He raised an eyebrow. Just that, it cannot make a difference. He tried it anyway because it would not disrupt his routine. 2 weeks later, he called thrilled. "You know what? I am not sleepy after lunch anymore. I feel alert all day and my blood sugar dropped by almost 20 points. John changed nothing except adding a small sprinkle of cinnamon to his coffee each morning. That was enough to make a real difference. Science fully supports this. Cinnamon contains several bioactive compounds, especially cinnamaldehyde, that can increase insulin sensitivity and help cells absorb glucose more effectively. When insulin works well, sugar goes where it belongs, into the muscles, the liver, and your cells, instead of wandering in the bloodstream, causing harm. That translates to steadier energy, better nourishment for your muscles, and a stronger sense of well-being throughout the day. No more feeling wired than tired after coffee or sleepy when full after lunch. Instead, your body runs like a well-oiled machine, smooth, light, and consistent. There is another benefit that is mentioned less often. Cinnamon helps reduce inflammation and improves blood flow. Many older adults live with silent inflammation, a constant low-grade stress that narrows blood vessels and limits circulation. The flavonoids in cinnamon act as natural antioxidants that calm inflammation, protect vessel walls, and support healthy blood flow. With better circulation, the heart works more efficiently, and key organs, especially the brain and the muscles, receive more oxygen. Here's a bonus: when you pair cinnamon with coffee, the effect can feel even stronger. Caffeine promotes faster circulation, while cinnamon steadies blood sugar and reduces inflammation. Together they create a beautifully balanced effect: steady energy, a clear mind, and no midday crash. Using it is simple. Each morning add 1/2 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, which is about 2½ milliliters, to your black coffee. Ceylon cinnamon differs from common cassia cinnamon. It has a gentler aroma and contains less coumarin, a compound that may be harmful in large amounts. Sprinkle it on top or stir it in so the warmth releases its fragrance. If you prefer a softer taste, add a splash of milk or a drop of raw honey. It is a small habit with a big payoff. I call it the 10-second upgrade because it takes only seconds each morning, yet the benefits last all day. Many people have tried it and feel the results not only in the body but also in the spirit. A 70-year-old woman told me, "I never thought I would be happy drinking black coffee. Now I love that cinnamon aroma. It makes my mornings feel warm." That is what I love most about cinnamon. It is good for the body and it is good for the soul. That cozy warmth brings back memories of winter mornings, a sense of peace, and the feeling that you are caring for yourself with gentle kindness. Aging may take away certain things: speed, strength, even some memory. But small habits like this help us reclaim something more important: a sense of agency and joy. Every time you stir a pinch of cinnamon into your coffee, it is more than emotion. It is a declaration that you are choosing health, clarity, and happiness for yourself. Remember, the biggest changes do not always come from expensive or complicated things. They come from small actions, repeated long enough. One small sprinkle, one sweet aroma can open a day full of energy, a clear mind, and a stronger heart. Small sprinkle, big impact. One little pinch can wake the whole body. Let that morning scent of cinnamon become the sign of a new beginning, sweet, warm, and full of life. Pause for a moment and consider this: your morning coffee can be just a habit, or it can be a nourishing elixir for your golden years. It all depends on what you choose to stir into it. From cinnamon to turmeric, from collagen to cocoa, each ingredient you have heard about is more than food. Each one is a small piece of the larger journey to restore your body and your mind. When you add them to your coffee, you are not just making a drink. You are creating a morning healing ritual where strength, clarity, and longevity mingle with a familiar aroma. Cinnamon keeps your blood sugar steady, turmeric soothes inflammation, collagen mends worn joints, whey protein rebuilds lost strength, and cocoa helps your blood flow like a youthful stream. Just a few small spoons and every sip becomes a daily vitamin for later life, natural, comforting, and effective. I truly believe that aging is not a sentence, it is a season. It can be slower, but also deeper. Strength is not only about muscle anymore, it is about how thoughtfully you care for yourself. In the simplest habits, a pinch of cinnamon, a spoon of MCT oil, a scoop of collagen can create a bigger difference than you imagine. Treat each morning as a chance to begin again. Let every cup of coffee awaken your mind and your body: better circulation, better nourishment, and a brighter mood. Because 60, 70, or 80 is not the end of the road. It is an invitation to rediscover your inner strength. Please remember this: your body has not left you. It is waiting for your attention. With one small daily habit, you can restore energy, improve balance, reduce inflammation, and feel lighter in every step. So let me ask you, which ingredient will you try first? Cinnamon, collagen, or turmeric? Tell me below. I read every single comment and I truly want to know where your journey begins. If this video resonates with you, please tap like, share it with a friend over 60 who is ready to reclaim strength, and do not forget to subscribe for more natural body and mind tips every week. Before you go, I want to leave you with one message. Your morning coffee can either drain your strength or rebuild it. The choice is yours. Aging may slow you down, but the choice you make each morning is still in your hands. One small spoon, one new habit, and one firm decision, that is how you rewrite your later years.